My car loan was at $25,000 in the beginning of the year, and today I can happily say it's at $8,600. Hi everyone, my name is Benita. Thank you so much for clicking into this video. In this video, I'm going to talk about my debt journey. As you know from the title of this video, I have paid off over $16,000 worth of debt, and for context, 2 years ago I was in $50,000 worth of debt. So I have made a lot of progress over the years, and I want to talk about how I got here, what I did, my debt journey, how I got into so much debt, and what I am doing to get out of it. So let's fast all the way forward to 2019, where I first started my first year as a student at the Schulich School of Business. The Schulich School of Business is a school in Ontario, Canada. And in order to get funding to go to school, you go through a system that they call OSAP, where you get your student loans. So I applied for my student loans, and because I came from a one-parent household, I ended up getting a lot of grants. So the grants that I got covered all of my tuition, so I actually didn't have to worry about tuition for my first and second year. And come my third year, I got a scholarship that would completely fund my third and my second year, which was a total of $30,000. So that was really exciting for me because I could finish my degree without having any student debt. Unfortunately, in my third year, that's when COVID hit. So in my third year, I got the $15,000 that I needed to cover the tuition. Everything went perfectly, it was covered. Come fourth year, because my grades dropped so low in my third year, I was actually no longer eligible for the $15,000. I didn't know that. If I knew that, I think I would have been a lot more careful when it came to my grades, but I didn't know that, and I ended up losing the scholarship. So in order to afford my tuition for my fourth year, I had to take out a loan, which was $15,000, which is what I still have today. My student loan, the majority of it is zero interest. Only about $1,400 of the loan actually has interest. So after I pay off this car loan completely, I plan to pay off the rest of that student loan. And then the 0% portion of the loan, honestly, I can pay that off for the next 15 years. I don't mind. So that is how I got into my student loan. Now let's move on to my car loan. In 2023, I had just graduated. I had just gotten a job. I was moving back home, and I was so excited to start my big girl life, my big girl job. And what's the next thing that I thought I had to do after getting a big girl job and starting my big girl life? Obviously, I had to get a big girl car, but I did not have big girl car money. So what did I do? I went into a dealership. I wanted to figure out what exactly were my options in terms of financing a car. I had heard about financing. I know that a lot of people finance. So I went into a dealership, a Honda dealership, and I was like, okay guys, what can you do for me? So the sales agent really walked me through the process. Obviously, he didn't tell me everything, and he told me that I could only get an 8.99% interest rate because my credit wasn't great. I think at the time it was maybe 675. I did not know what an interest rate was at that point, so I obliged. They told me I would be paying $223 bi-weekly, and I was like, okay, cool. I feel like I can afford that with my big girl job. And honestly, I could afford it, but I just had no idea what I was actually signing. So walking out the door, having signed that contract, I now put myself into $30,000 worth of debt on a car. My loan term was 7 years. As I said, my interest rate was 8.99, and I was paying $223 bi-weekly, so about $450 a month. Now fast forward a year and a half, I'm well into my big girl job. I'm well into, life as an adult. I'm realizing, oh, I'm paying quite a bit of money on this car. And I start to kind of research what car loans are, what an interest rate is, and I realized that I kind of got bamboozled with my car loan. I got very excited to sign that contract, and I didn't realize how much money I was spending on this depreciating asset. Not to mention, it's a Honda Civic. Apparently that is the most stolen vehicle in Canada. So the insurance on a car like that is very expensive. So in total, I'm paying almost $900 a month just to keep my car. And that did not sit well with me. So what did I do? I started talking about it on social media and started talking about how big of a mistake this was, how I didn't really know what I was doing, because I wanted other people to be aware of what car loans actually are and how they can really screw you over. And once I realized how screwed I would be for the next 7 years if I didn't pay this off, I decided that I was gonna aggressively pay it off. I had just started posting on social media, and I actually was getting a bit of traction. I had brands reach out to me. They wanted me to do things like user-generated content, and I started getting a few brand deals. So in December of 2024, I signed a brand deal that was about $3,000 Canadian. I was already saying that I wanted to pay off this car, so what did I do? I put all that money towards my car loan. And that gave me a really good head start into the beginning of this year to be able to pay off that car loan. After that, I started getting UGC deals where I was making, $2,500 a month, and all of that money, after setting aside money for taxes, of course, would go straight to my car loan. I started cleaning up my finances, organizing my money so that I could put a little bit extra towards debt. And month by month, my car loan started going down. My car loan was at $25,000 in the beginning of the year, and today I can happily say it's at $8,600. This is huge for me as someone who has always been very financially independent. I did not come from money. I didn't have anyone help me financially. So having accomplished this all by myself is a really, really good feeling. Now, I know you probably clicked into this video for tips on how to do this, so I want to talk a little bit about the best tips that I have in order to pay off a big amount of debt. The first thing I would do if you are dealing with a lot of debt, if they come from different sources, what you're going to do is you're going to list out your debt with the balance, the interest rate, and the minimum payment. It's important to know exactly what you're dealing with, and the only way you're going to do that is if you have it laid out in front of you to see. You can use a debt tracker for this. You can use paper and pen for this. It doesn't matter as long as you have eyes on your numbers. Second, you have to pick one debt for you to focus on. For me, it was my car loan. I was going to focus on that first, and that is because the interest rate is the highest of all my debts. Everything extra has to be thrown towards that debt, and every other debt gets the minimum. I am not an advocate for cutting out your Starbucks latte or your drive-through run in the morning to be able to save money to pay off debt, because I just don't think that's realistic. It's really hard to cut things out of your budget to be able to find money. My best advice for you is to find ways to increase your income. What I did, I started posting on social media, I got traction, and soon enough I was making enough income to pay off this amount of debt. But there's other side hustles you can do. People do DoorDash, people do Instacart, people walk dogs, babysitting, surveys, whatever you need to do to make a little bit of extra money to throw at this debt. Do not burn yourself out by cutting out little things in your budget, unless of course you are dealing with a lot of disposable income. But for a lot of us, we are not dealing with that much disposable income after we pay our bills. So it is really hard to find that balance between paying off debt and still enjoying your life. I think the best way to do that, and what's worked for me, is increasing your income. And the last tip I have for you is to really track your progress and to celebrate your wins. The fact that I post on the internet every single time I have some progress with my debt payoff is the motivator in me even wanting to do it. Having a community, having people behind me who are cheering me on is really what motivates me. And for yourself, if you want to motivate yourself, write it down, celebrate yourself. Even if it's a small amount that you're paying off, you are doing something foundational to be able to build your financial future, and you should be proud of yourself and you should really celebrate that. Paying off debt is not easy, but it is so doable. Trust me, I never thought I could do this until I really put my mind to it, until I really believed that I could do it. And if I can do it, I promise you, you can do it too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Please leave a comment. I want to know what your goals are, what you've accomplished in the past. I want to build this little community of people who care about leveling up their finances. So whatever it is, leave a comment down below and I will make sure to respond to you. And please subscribe to this channel if you like content like this. I talk about personal finance, I talk about lifestyle, I talk about travel, all the things. So if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I will see you next time.